Greetings, YouTube. Allowing unleashed by catching from right here at the Green Zone Gardening Channel on this brisk but bright and sunny March the 7th afternoon here in Grow Zone 8B, Tifton, Georgia. It's been approximately 1 week since we brought you guys our harvest video on the deal that we harvested from our 3-foot by 6-foot Hugo garden planter that we did indeed named Sweet Baby Red. That's suggested by our dear friend Sharon Harris from Tallahassee, Florida. The deal is completely dried out at this point, but we thought we would bring you guys along this morning to show you how we go about actually grinding our deal and processing it to be used and storing it for later recipes here. The process is quite simple. We've already processed approximately 3/4 of the deal that we harvested that was left after we gave away quite a bit to our neighbors here in the neighborhood. We have about 1/4 of that deal left, and we've actually harvested deal again from that same planter since that last video update, YouTube. Yes, indeed, it grows that fast. And we're going to show you guys how we go about processing that last about 1/4 of what we kept that we didn't actually give away to our friends and neighbors here in the neighborhood. At any rate, YouTube, hang tight. I'm going to flip this camera around for you guys and show you guys just how we go about processing that deal and grinding it up and preparing it to be stored for use in later recipes. Hang tight. All right, YouTube. This is the remainder of the deal that we have left after we processed about 3/4 of what we kept that we didn't give away to our friends and relatives and supporters here in our neighborhood. As you can see, at this point it's completely dry and crispy, really easy to remove from the stems. And we're going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how we go about processing this deal from the state that it's in now to a nice green powder that you can sprinkle into any recipe that you choose, and it adds quite the flavor burst and kick to anything. And I wish I had smell-o-vision. I will let you guys smell how incredibly awesome this deal actually smells. Again, the process is quite simple. I'm going to show you how we do that right quick, and also show you what our deal is looking like in our 3-foot by 6-foot Hugo garden planter since we harvested deal again this morning. We're going to show you the amount of deal that we harvested and how we plan on letting that deal dry out in our kitchen. So hang tight, YouTube. All right, guys, as you can see here, we have a common household kitchen blender here. And what we've been doing is simply removing our deal from the stems. We're not actually processing and grinding that actual stem. Removing our deal from the stem, placing it into this grinder here, grinding it for 30 to 45 seconds, checking to see if it's as fine as we would like to have it ground, and if not, we grind it for a few more seconds. But it really doesn't take that long. Again, this deal is completely dried out. I probably crumble it up with my hands if I wanted to, as fine as I actually need it, but that's quite a bit of deal, and that would take me quite a while. At any rate, we're gonna go ahead and get our grinder here loaded up with our deal. We're gonna show you what it looks like packed, and then we're gonna show you the process as we go about grinding our deal. Hang tight, YouTube. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, we have our food processor completely packed, as much as we could actually pack in there, which was actually the same amount of deal as we actually had on this plate over here. So, as we told you guys in the previous clip, we would remove the deal that we intended to actually process from the larger, more woody stems, which we left over here on this plate. And as you can see, those stems are quite woody, and this is fibrous, and this is not something you would want to actually grind up if you was actually intending to process your deal in this fashion. At any rate, YouTube, all we're simply going to do now is place the lid on our food processor and press that little button a couple of times. This deal is very dry. I don't anticipate having to grind this deal for as long as I ground the previous amount that I did, because that was a little more moist than what this is now. And I'm going to show you guys just how easy this is. Simply going to press this button a couple of times, hold the top on. pop this lid off right quick and see what state we at right now, because again, this deal is very dry and it shouldn't take that long to get it ground down to a consistency that's sufficient for what we want. Okay, as you can see, we have a few larger stem pieces in there. I'm going to try to go ahead and remove those now. Get those guys out of there. And excuse my shoddy camera work, YouTube. Again, as you can see, that huge, fairly large amount, I'd say, of dill that we begin with only a few seconds ago has already been ground down to pretty much a powder-like consistency. We're gonna place our lid back on again, snap it down in place. Press this button a few more times. Look right there, I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you look right there, you can kind of see that grinding process going on in there. And sorry about all that noise. This little food processor is quite noisy. You guys see that dust coming out from that deal as I remove this top? It's very finely ground at this point, maybe too finely ground, but not, yes. I did grind this down a little further than I intended to, but nonetheless, YouTube, can you look at that? You guys see that? Is that deal pretty or what? I'm gonna show you guys right quick the amount of dill that we ground from the rest of this dill that we saved. That's it here in this container here, and it's a pretty deep green consistency like that is there in the blend processor, but this is not ground down quite as far as that. I could add this in there and grind it out a little bit further, but I won't do that. We'll use this for certain recipes over here and this for other recipes. But at any rate, YouTube, indeed, this is how we process our dill that we harvested from our 3-foot by 6-foot Hugo Country garden planter out there in our front yard. We received these dill seeds from our dear friends Mark and Tina up at Bumblebee Junction in Eastern Tennessee. They were a product of Johnny Selected Seeds up in Winslow, Maine, if I'm not mistaken. I was thoroughly impressed with all of the seeds that they sent me and the rate at which they germinated and the amount of produce that they actually produce for us here in our gardens, and I thoroughly recommend Johnny Selected Seeds to any of you starting gardeners, or any of you long-term gardeners looking for a good place to get some high quality and high germination rate seeds. Johnny Selected Seeds in Winslow, Maine. Thanks for continuing for sending us these seeds. And if anybody's out there currently watching this video and you're not currently subscribed to the Green Thumb Gardening channel, please indeed take this moment to press that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button, and be sure to share this video with your friends and family if you don't mind. Thanks. We really, really, really would appreciate it. Yeah. Processing our dill. Doesn't that look good, YouTube? We're going to get this dill jarred up in another container, and we use this container, take a snapshot of this container and use this as the snapshot, as the thumbnail for this video. Thanks for watching. Alright, YouTube, we're back. We got our dill completely ground down and loaded into our little container here. I want to take this moment to show you guys the difference in the consistency between these two containers of dill. As I told you guys in the previous clip, I ground this container down a lot further than I actually ground that container down. I'm going to take the top off of these two containers, point the camera down inside and show you guys the difference in the consistency of what's inside each container. Hang tight, YouTube. right, YouTube. This is the deal that we ground today. As you look down in there, you can see it's a very nicely, finely ground powder down in there. I don't see any stems or sticks or larger particles down in this container. And this is the deal that we harvested, that we actually ground about roughly 2 days ago. If you look down inside, you can see actually there's still a few mostly whole or fairly whole leaves down in this container. I shake it up for you a little bit more. You guys can see it's not nearly ground as fine as what we ground today. Again, this deal was a little more moist a couple of days ago than what it was today. And so consequently, I ground that deal down a lot further than what I ground this deal down for. But it's not an issue at all. It's going to taste the same regardless to how finely you grind it down. It's going to taste the same. It's going to season your food the same. Just want to give you guys a quick look at that and show you what's going on with that. As you can see, this container that we ground today contains roughly 1/3 of the amount of dill that we ground a couple of days ago. And you can actually see a slight difference in the color. The one on the left is a lot lighter than the one on the right, and that's because the dill was a lot dry at the time that we ground it. And as you know, dill leaves, once removed from the plant, they'll begin to turn yellow if you allow them to sit. The longer you allow them to sit, more yellowish color they'll turn as they dry out. You know, so this is why we ground our dill out at the time we did. We want to maintain that color. And again, this is the total of what we have. This deal will go a long way. Pretty sure we won't be buying any deal the rest of this year. We'll be harvesting a lot more, processing it in this same way. And again, YouTube, if you're currently watching this video and you're not already subscribed to the Green Thumb Gardening channel, please take this moment to press that subscribe button beneath this video, that like button, that notification button, and be sure to share this video with your friends and family if you don't mind. Thanks. We really, really, really would appreciate it.
Each time that I pray, each time that I pray.